Skinny fat, one of those oxymorons that you've heard about before. Heck, you might even label yourself as skinny fat. So what does it actually mean? Why does it happen? And what can you do about it? There isn't a specific term to describe skinny fat, but generally the most common description is someone that weighs very little but have a disproportionately high amount of body fat, meaning that your weight might be considered in a healthy range, but that belly is still kicking and that flab is still flicking. Now, being skinny fat isn't all that bad, nor is it unhealthy, and definitely not something to be ashamed of. But for many of you that categorize as skinny fat, you might think there's something that's not quite right. And it's not that you're lazy or not trying to change. Chances are you've gone on weight loss diets and even gone to the gym, but bam, still skinny fat. The deal with weight loss diets is that even if you do lose weight, you lose fat and lean mass simultaneously, which pretty much keeps your body fat percentage the same. If someone weighs 160 pounds with 40 pounds of fat, cuts down to 140 pounds and 35 pounds of fat, the body fat percentage will still be the same 25%. This scenario is true for many beginners since the majority of the weight that they lose in the beginning is water instead of actual fat. Working out is great, but a lot of times people that are skinny fat focuses too much on cardio. Cardio is definitely good for you, especially your heart, but again, you just end up dropping the weight without changing the proportions of body fat to lean mass, especially with steady state cardio. Burn all the calories you want by doing cardio, but at the end, you'll just be a smaller skinny fat version of your old self. So weight loss diets don't work and cardio doesn't work. What the heck do you do then? Well, the answer is simpler and closer than you think. You know all that clanking and banging and all sorts of weird grunts you hear from the other side of the gym? Well, that's where you have to go. Resistance training is the missing ingredient, since we know that the problem with skinny fat is not weight loss but instead body fat proportions. Your goal is to counteract the body fat, and by far the best way to do so is by adding muscle to your body. Not only does it offset body fat percentage from the added muscle mass, but it also adds the ever needed definition to your skinny fat frame. Resistance training, whether from lifting weights or body weight exercises, is the best way to pack on muscle and give you that more well-proportioned look. And you even have the luxury of building muscle and losing fat at the same time. Unlike a bodybuilder who struggles with putting on more muscle because they're close to their genetic limit, a skinny fat person is ripe for packing on muscle fast. And unlike a skinny person, your body is primed to burn excess fat as energy. But this can only last you for so long. Once you train long enough, your rate of progression, or NEWBIE gains, will quickly diminish and you'll have to choose between losing more weight or building more muscle. That choice is ultimately up to you, but keep in mind that you need to keep lifting in both scenarios. During weight loss, aka cut, resistance training will preserve as much muscle as possible from being broken down. During weight gain, aka bulk, resistance training will obviously stimulate muscle growth. So there's your magical secret to solving your skinny fat problems. It's nothing that's an actual secret, nor is it really all that magical. Train hard and train consistently and watch that skinny fat flab turn to not so skinny fat fab. Ask your questions in the comments below, and if you like these weekly videos and want to support PictureFit, I urge you to drop by Patreon and share a generous contribution. Every little bit helps. Thanks for watching.